Hello guys, welcome back. You guys wanted to know how I did like my sun and moon patchwork sweater like design things. I think it was that one. If not, it was like another patchwork type of thing on like how I make the patches pretty much. So I'm going to be making a little like neutral like pastel pink and like earthy colored cardigan robe type of thing. This is the design that we have going on, but I'm going to be making like a tree type of patch. So I figured I will show you guys how I do it. So obviously first I like draw the design out, duh. But it's going to be like all patchwork. It's gonna be like a little robe with like pockets, and then like probably tie up in the middle and have like a little tree with like some petals coming from it with an eye in the middle, and probably a swirl and a teardrop probably at, or just like a water droplet at the bottom. But yeah, I have this like bag right here full of a bunch of like random clothes that I think would like look good together. So we'll just like go through them. So I have like this pink like mauve-y, like pastel colored t-shirts, and these are all like stretchy material. And I have this like gray t-shirt that I might like only use the back part, because I think I might like use this print for something else because there's a skull on it. I might not even use it though, it depends, because it kind of like the other colors together better. And then there's like this pink shirt as well. There's this like green shirt and this like tie-dye-ish, it's hard to tell, but it's like gray and tannish pink tie-dye. And I think this is it. I think there's this like burnt pinkish orange t-shirt and this like waffle, like light pink t-shirt, which I feel like would be cool to like bring in some other textures in it. So yeah, I'm probably not going to use the gray t-shirt, honestly, because I don't think I'm going to need it anyways, and I like how this like all looks together. Like, I feel like this is like a good stack of colors, and the gray would just like, I don't know, add unnecessary color. But yeah, so basically I have to like create the robe pattern, and then I will just like cut a bunch of squares and line it up on the pattern. So let's go do that. The robe pattern, usually I'll just like take like something that I like and then just like cut around it. Okay, so honestly I have this like dress that I have for sale that I do like the like fit of it, like the sleeves and whatnot, so I'm just gonna use this like as the pattern and kind of just like layer the pieces over this. You'll see once I start doing it, but since obviously this is a dress and not a cardigan, I'm gonna go like, when I layer the pieces on it, I'm gonna just like cut it in a way where it's like this. I do like eyeball a lot of things, like I don't like really measure a lot of things when it comes to like doing like the style and like design, I guess, part of it. Like obviously it's like measured to fit a certain size, but like this type of thing, like it's, I don't need to measure that because like I can kind of just like see like it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just going to cut all these little fabrics into squares and then lay them on how I like them. I kind of just lay them on however I like want. I usually just cut everything into squares first and then do all that. And then I'm going to do the tree in the green fabric. And then I found this skirt. I don't remember if you know from like last video of my styling video, I wore this skirt, but it was just like too small that I had to like sacrifice it for the materials. And I'm going to use this as the petals. I feel like it's going to be so pretty. And then I found this. Someone recently gave this to me, and it's so pretty, and I feel like it'll go well with this. Also because it's like leaf pattern. Like these are leaves, and that's so perfect for the tree. So I think I'm gonna do this for the swirls and like part of the eyeball and maybe like the background of the tree, so it has like another layer to it, but we'll get to that when we get to it. For now, let's just cut up some squares and lay out the robe. Okay, so this is what we got going on. Basically looks like a vest. So yeah, I just literally cut rectangles out of each fabric and just like placed them where I thought would look nice. And yeah, so then I'm gonna end up sewing like this all together. Also, this was the hemline of one of the t-shirts, and I actually really liked how it looked, so I kind of kept it. I cut it to like be like the like corset part, so that'll be like the hemline of the corset part. Yeah, and then this will turn into like a triangle after I sew it together. And yeah, I think I'm gonna end up keeping one of these sleeves because I think a lot of these are long sleeves instead of doing like patchwork sleeves, because sometimes patchwork sleeves, like, they don't last as long since they're like so stretchy and whatnot, and there's a lot of movement and whatnot. So I think it'll just be like cooler if I just do like maybe like a whole sleeve on like one side of one material and then a different color of sleeve as the other one, and then like add more to like the cuff area, so it's not like the whole entire sleeve is patchwork, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna lay everything out before I sew everything, so I have all the pieces ready. And I didn't end up using this one within like the patchwork thing because I was like, I kind of just like the pink vibe, and I think I'm gonna use this for the pockets and then use it for more of like details in like the actual patch. Okay, so here's the sleeve situation. One, it's like waffle with like a little bit of pink in the waffle back on the bottom, and then this one's the pink one, the main pink, and then a little more waffle on the bottom. So I'll have to like take the waffle one in because it was a little bit bigger of a sleeve, but I did like the cuffs on it, so oh my god, ignore the broom. So I wanted to keep this as like the cuffs because it was pretty nice. So now I'm just gonna make the pockets, and I just have like this t-shirt just like folded like normal so I can get two. Obviously I'm just gonna cut through both sides of the fabric, and I'm literally just gonna do a rectangle but then like point. So I'm gonna have like a little point on the bottom, but basically just like a rectangle but then like start to make a triangle at the bottom, and I'm just gonna cut that out so I'll have two little pockets. Okay, so also an easy way to do this is to just like, once you have a rectangle, just like fold it in half again, and then you'll just cut like that, like on a diagonal, so you get like your little triangle piece. And also just make sure you're cutting the pocket big enough, because you're gonna end up like folding this over. You know, you need some seam allowance so it's not like fraying. Hey, cute, we have our two little pockets. I'm sorry if it's like tricking your eyes with this underneath it. This is just like how I do things. I don't know, this is just what I do. I'm sorry, but yeah. So we have our cute little pockets, and I think I'm probably gonna decorate them now with like some swirls. I do like how the gray is on the pockets, and I think I'm gonna use the gray t-shirt to make the strings for that, like to tie it up. I think that'll tie it in really nicely. And yeah, we can do the back soon and then do the tree patch. Okay, so I ended up doing those two little strings. So that is pretty easy. You just take the t-shirt and cut it like this way, so you get the longest amount of string, and then you cut it like about this size, and then you go to pull it. Like, you just pull this like with both your hands, and it becomes like a noodle type of thing. And I like to do two like ones when it's like over here, so you can like adjust it better than like just having one string and it like pulling it too harsh. At least you have like two, and it like can adjust properly, because this is like in the like boob and like waist area. So yeah, I'm gonna decorate that afterwards. I think I'm gonna go on to the back first to see how I want to do the tree, to see what I want to put on those. So I'm just gonna move the front layer like over there somewhere, and then flip the dress over and we'll work on the back. Okay, so now we're on the back and the front piece is just chilling over there. So I can like see kind of like what is along the side here for like to like match it in a way. Not match it, but like to not get like the same, like say I wouldn't do like a brown over here because there's a brown on over there on that side. When you flip it over, that's like the side that it'll be on. But yeah, so basically we just have to fill up this whole back piece, and I'm gonna do like a little bit longer here since how I want it to be like pointed like that towards the bottom. And yeah, it should be super easy. We don't have to worry about the sleeves since we already have the sleeves from the original shirts. And then we can go into the patch, the fun part. Okay, so the back is all finished. I added these like little triangle pieces so it ends up like flaring out after. I'm probably gonna have to add more down here, but I have like still a bunch of leftovers, so I'm not really worried about that right now. I can always just add it afterwards when it's like actually all sewn together. But here is the big green t-shirt. I'm basically just gonna draw a tree. Like I'm gonna cut a piece of square paper like from like here to here. I have like a roll of paper that I just use, and I'm just gonna draw it on there and then cut out and pin it on here and then just cut it out. So yeah, literally just gonna draw a tree. Okay, here's my giant tree. Just gonna cut it out and then pin it onto this and then cut it out again. I also like to draw the design on the pattern just so I can like see it, like how it's gonna look kind of in a way. And then usually when I'm doing like patches like this, I'll just end up like cutting this out if I know like I'm not gonna replicate it, which is kind of silly because how would I know if I want to actually replicate it or not? I wouldn't. But anyways, this is it. Okay, we have the tree. So cute. So I'm gonna do the decor patches now, and yeah, I don't mind if it wraps around the front of it because I ended up adding more branches when I was on the green fabric. I had altered a little bit to like make it fit properly. I might be able to move this down a little bit. Once everything's sewn, it'll obviously change a tiny bit, but if it wraps around, I really don't mind that. I feel like it'll look kind of cool. So yeah, I'm gonna do all the other patchwork and then we'll get to sewing another day because it's getting late and I do have to go home. So yeah, I'm gonna show you everything like all laid out and then we'll sew it another day, which will be like 2 seconds for you guys anyways. Okay, yeah, so also how I make these patches is like I said, I literally just cut it out of the drawing, pin it onto here, and then cut around. So then when I get to the eye part, I'm gonna just pin this same thing on to like say like this fabric, and then I'll just cut around like the piece that I want, and then I'll just continue to keep cutting. So it's like I'd have to cut this first, then I'd have to cut this one first, and then I'd have to cut the center one out first. Okay, so all the patchwork is all cut out and done. How fucking sick. How sick. I love it. Yeah, so literally the same thing with the swirl. I just drew a swirl and then just cut it out. And that I actually drew directly on the fabric because it was a fabric where it wouldn't show it through. It's getting cut out anyways. But yeah, same thing. Like you literally just draw what you want in like whatever shape and then you just keep cutting it out. But yeah, here is the tree patch. I feel like it came out so cool. So we're gonna have to sew all this on in next week. And then I did the patches for the front too. And I think it ties in really well. And then after we sew like these two things, I want to like finish this sewing portion and then I'll work on the hood using the rest of that. And then we'll angle it and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I'll see you next week, which will be in a few for you. So we're back. It is a few days later and we're going to try to finish this today. So I just have to sew everything together. So I don't think I have to like show you me sewing everything together because it's pretty much like
self-explanatory. Kind of just make the squares face each other and then sew them in a straight line and then like seal them with a zigzag. So I'm going to be doing that, and then we can like cut the angles and whatnot to make it look more like fairy-esque. So yeah, I'm gonna start with this one because it's like less stuff to move off of it, but literally I just like go like that, and then I'll just sew. Everything's already pinned already, but I'll just sew right there, and then just keep continuing up the jacket, and then we'll sew the two pieces together once everything is finished. I'll just like flip this over so it's like facing back here, and then I'll go ahead and sew the patch on because it overlaps. And yeah, it'll be easy because this is like an open type of thing, so it won't like be hard when we get over here. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll show you it once it's all sewed. I'll show you how to do the sleeves though once we get there. Okay, so everything is sewed together. I do have to make the back piece like a little bit longer because I'm pinning on the side panels, the front panels onto it, and it is a little bit shorter, but I'm just gonna like sew the side panels on first, and then I'll just make this longer afterwards because it doesn't really matter when I do it. But I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side, but I'm just like pinning it all the way down. And then I just took my sleeve here to like measure it on like what size or like gap I need to leave. So obviously I need to leave an opening here so I can put the sleeve in afterwards. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, sew it, and then I'll show you how to do the sleeve. Cute. So it's basically a vest right now. So yeah, I'm gonna add the sleeves, and what you're gonna do is turn this inside out. Right now it's the right side, but inside out. And you're just gonna slip this in here. They just like slide it in there. So I'll show you it when it's completed. Okay, so as you can see, I already sewed it, sorry, but literally all I did was just stick the sleeve in. You see it's like inside out, and then pin around and just like put your sleeve in like this and just sew along. First sleeve. Now to do the other side, and then we can finally get into doing the patchwork. Okay, so everything is sewn. I ended up adding this little triangular piece to like do the pointed area. I just cut a piece of fabric out and then just cut it into a triangle afterwards. And yeah, usually I'll put like a back print, like a back piece on the patch to make it look thicker, but I kind of want this one to be thinner so it like flows with the robe better. So yeah, I just placed it on like how I like it. It's overlapping a little bit on the front, which I don't mind because it's kind of near the tear, well, the raindrop, and it kind of just like looks cool, I feel like. So I'm just gonna pin this up, and then we're just gonna sew everything. We're just gonna zigzag around the whole entire thing. It's gonna take a while, and you have to move slow. Don't rush because you want it to be perfect. And then yeah, I'm gonna do green for the tree, and then I'm gonna do pink in the eye and kind of just like match the colors. I'll do pink with the swirl too and the drop. And yeah, I'll show you when it's all done, and then we'll style it. Hey, hello guys. So I am wearing this sweater, as you can see, and it is all styled and ready to be run down for ya. So in this little next slide, I will do a little styling outfit of the day, style this patchwork sweater with me for you guys. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making this. It took forever, and I'm going to keep it because it took so long. And yeah, I don't want to get rid of it yet. So maybe one day you'll see it for sale on Depop, but that day is not anytime soon. I'll give you a little preview of what we got going on here. But yeah, see you guys in 2 seconds. Okay, so this is how I went with the sweater. It's so like whimsical. I love it. Yeah. So I went with these like velvet
flare pants that I've had for years. They're from Forever 21. Someone gave me a gift card to Forever 21 like years ago, and I got these from there. And yeah, they're some good flared little high-waisted pants. And then for my shirt underneath is just like this like little like tank top that I usually just wear underneath things, which I got from Urban Outfitters probably when I was in like high school or something like that. It's like super old. And obviously the sweater in its glory. It's so cool. And I was gonna sell it originally, but it's honestly so comfortable and I just like love it. And it took so long to make that I kind of just like don't want to sell it. So I think I need to wear it a little bit, and then if I decide later on, I'll sell it. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this for now. It's just very cozy, and it's like a perfect like, it's just like perfect for like even spring, fall, and winter. Yeah. So jewelry. I have these big ass butterfly earrings, which they were two, and I connected this one to the bigger one to give them like more fun vibes. Those are from like AliExpress. This necklace, I made this one. I think my mom made this one, and then this is from Atomic Bond Glassworks. And then I have my new rock boots on, and this is the fit for the sweater. Yeah. I have my hair up in like a little thing because I just came back from a trip and I went straight to work, so I didn't have time to like wash my hair. So yeah, that's why it looks crazy, but this is what it is with the hood on. Just, ignore the gigantic bump in the back of my head, which I guess you can't see because it's like a wizard hood. But yeah, super fun. I love it, and I love this little wizard hood. And I just realized I forgot to show you guys like how I did it, but the main purpose of this video was to show you guys how to do the patchwork. So I think I succeeded on showing you guys that, since that was the main thing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this and enjoyed the way I styled this piece. And I hope I helped you guys figure out how to do like patchwork like designs on clothing and whatnot. Let me know if I did. If I didn't, then like please tell me what I can work on. But yeah, I will see you guys hopefully next week. It's been like a crazy start of the year and I just did not have time to film any YouTube videos, but hopefully I am back weekly as usual. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.